In this episode, I get to take my second flight, but it's on my paramotor, which I'm flying for the first time. And later, I fly over 5,600 feet high, and I'll tell you what it is I did wrong that led up to me having my first crash landing. I only hurt my pride, but I destroyed my prop. Check this out. See, it's broken here. And on the other side, carbon fiber is all split up down the side. Look at that. I am super stoked. I can barely contain myself. I got the text message from Matt Minyard yesterday that my motor is in. He said that he ran it a little while, got it all adjusted for me. He said it runs perfect. It's sitting over there waiting on me right now. It's about 2 hours away from where I'm at a place called Paramotor Point is where I'm gonna meet up with Matt. Now this cute little town here is Paramotor Point. Another big day has arrived. My first big day was whenever I got to fly on a paramotor for the first time. Today, I get to fly on my paramotor for the first time. When Matt called me and told me that it was all put together and it was running great, I got so excited. I was like a kid at Christmas. I could not wait to get out here and unwrap my present. So Matt's on his way, he's bringing some other people. We're gonna launch from this piece of grass right over here. I'm about to break out the wing, do some kiting, get warmed up. Uh-oh, look who's arriving. What's happening? I got it again in the white ring. I like the mustache. Oh yeah. You went from the beard to the stash.
Corona
cool.
Stash, baby.
Yeah, right. Woo. Maria, what's happening?
Hey.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that thing is pretty. Look at that.
Dun, dun, dun. Some of these guys on it. 4 of them in there with the trike.
Arch. Howdy. My man B-Rad on the scene. We got Arch out there warming up his machine. Brad's over there getting his ready. I've been warming mine up. And it's really a workout on the traps. I'll tell you what, because you're holding all that weight against your shoulders and you're lifting up, trying to keep them, and you got to break the thing in. You got to do this for 4 minutes, and then you got to let it rest for 30 seconds. Then you do it for another 3 minutes, and then another. You just keep resting and firing it up and going at higher RPMs each time. It's a workout. Here in Louisiana, we have nutria rats, and they get a lot bigger than this. I'm finished with the break-in process. I'm about to strap this thing on my back, maybe take it up into the air a little bit. Matt's thinking it's a little bit thermally. Arch is up there flying around right there. And he says it's a little bit bumpy, but I say I'm not scared. Let's go.
Open Adam. So cool. Second flight ever.
Here's a view of Paramotor Point from over 4,000 feet up. And right there is the place from where I launched. Now this is where I'm making my approach for my landing. You can see I'm not in any rush. I'm just taking it nice and easy. I'm just gonna curve around to the right here, but my landing zone is at the other end of this strip, in that little field straight ahead of me at the very end there. Right here is the landing zone. That's where I'm trying to hit. And if you look carefully, you can see Matt there in the middle of the field. He's talking to me on the radio, bringing me in. Now keep in mind, this is only my second landing.
Yeah, Adam. Woo!
Today's been extremely eventful. It started with a 2-hour drive to get to this location. Sippermort Point is where we are. And maybe you can see out the back window, my motor back there, all put together, shiny in the back of my truck, which is a wonderful sight. We got to break it in. It took a little bit over an hour, and you can't just fire up a motor and start flying it around. You have to slowly warm it up by revving it up to so many RPMs for so many minutes and do that repeatedly. So it took about an hour, but my first flight on my new motor with my wing was a wonderful success. I got up into the air without a problem. I was over the water a little bit, but at a place where if the motor were to go out, the wind would have pushed me inland way before I would have hit the water. Time to get out on the road again, right, Mama?
Mm-hmm.
Love you, darling.
Babe!
Love you, darling.
Love y'all.
Bye. Well, I'm back here north of the lake at the racetrack, and I have to get some gas in my truck. We're gonna be in the sky in just a little while. So while I'm pumping gas, this gentleman pulls up at the pump next to me. He sees the motor in the back of my truck, and that immediately strikes up a conversation. He starts asking me the usual questions. How much does it cost? How high can you fly? What are the certifications required? And then this one usual question is, how rough are the landings? I'm like, landings? I've had 2 of them, and they were awesome. Landings for me are nothing. Little did I know that I was about to experience my first crash landing.
Oh wow, that was nothing to it.
Yeah, nice landing, right? Yeah. Nope. Wyatt, got your motor, huh, bro?
Yeah.
Electric start.
Wyatt's little motor. Check that thing out. Look at how big the propeller is.
This frame came from a famous Spanish pilot, Javi Guerra. And it was bent and crooked, and we fixed it and gave it to Wyatt.
Hey guys, this is the Independence. Is this the 20 or the 21?
I think a 20.
Okay, the 20. Independence glider, single skin.
10-year-old Fly-It Wyatt got his new wing, but Matt's not just gonna be like, all right kid, give it a go, hope it works out for you. Matt's gonna test pilot that wing, and when he does, he's gonna come back and report to us the thermal activity that he felt and let us know what we're dealing with.
So, don't even try, just tighten it up, turn and go. You don't have to try anymore.
So Matt goes up, he test pilots the wing, it works out, he comes down and he tells us about the thermals. Now what I mean is, in the heat of the day, the sun is heating up the surface of the earth, and that column of air directly above that is rising because of the heat of the day. But as that column of air rises, just outside of that, you have a colder column of air falling to fill that void, and that's where you're gonna get turbulence. Right now it's not too bad, it's just a little bit bumpy. So Matt's putting the ball in our court and asking us if we feel like we wanna fly in it. If it was too bad, Matt would just straight up tell us we're not doing it, it ain't happening.
Yeah, it works. So thermals make the air go up and down, and you'll be trying to take off and think you have it and just fall. Or you'll come in and land and floating nice and drop. Or you'll come in, your feet touch, and you get popped up again. So that's why we wait till it's really good.
Are you good with that, Wyatt? Or are you saying, forget the master, I'm taking off?
I'm good with that.
So Wyatt agreed to wait, but me, I wasn't waiting, I went up. Yeah, baby! Going over there! Here's something I thought I'd try out, and what do you know, FaceTime works from over 2,500 feet up. And I got to show Ty Montana, my best friend of over 20 years, the view that I get to enjoy. Right here, I'm checking my altitude. You see those numbers there across the top of my phone? That's how many feet above the ground I am. I keep checking my altitude because this is my 3rd flight and I at least want to hit a 5,000 foot elevation. After all, 3 times 5 is 15. I don't have a clue what that means. As I'm climbing toward my goal of 5,000 feet, I started to increase in speed. It was nothing. I passed 5,000 feet, so I figured I may as well go ahead and touch 5,500. By the time I got to 5,500, 56 was right around the corner. So I went ahead on up to 5603. That's where I let off of my throttle and began my descent. My third flight was truly a success.
Well, I made it up over 5,600 feet for a brief second before I cut off the motor.
Now this is my first landing of the day, and I did such a good job that Matt comes over and gives me a high five and congratulates me.
It was good.
It's the next landing that I took straight into the ground.
It's just that you have to make sure your path is really straight, and then you flare as needed, which you just did. Perfect job.
Thank you. So here it is. This is why I crashed. Whenever you pull on the brakes, you're actually rolling the back of the wing under, which slows you down as you move forward through the air. But at the same time, keep in mind that my right hand is the throttle. If I squeeze the throttle, I give it gas, which will push me forward. So here I am trying for a landing with the motor running. My idea, I want to land, then be able to squeeze that gas and run off again. Just do a touch and go. I'm headed toward the landing zone. It's that little field to the left, just there. Well, unfortunately, as I'm pulling on the brakes real hard, not thinking about it, I was squeezing the throttle at the same time. You can actually hear the engine rev right before I impacted the ground.
Squeeze the trigger, dang it! I hit the trigger when I tried to flare.
See, it's broken here. And on the other side. Got this whole end broken off there. Carbon fiber's all split up down the side. Look at that. That's not how a prop should look. A prop should look like this one. So I'm gonna take that one off, put this one on. Thank goodness Matt had another one with him. Well, crashing alone sucks, but to break a prop on top of it, it was a $300 mistake I hope I never make again. Hopefully I've learned my lesson not to squeeze the throttle as I'm pulling down on the toggles, but we'll see what the future holds. Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to watch the other videos, share, like, subscribe. Love y'all, God bless.